Welcome back to Instables, everyone. So I'm going to go off the guys in the S&P 500 again. This is the SPY. I'm going to go over exactly what has to happen for us to possibly continue on higher from here. And if we do have a pullback, if we are going to continue on lower, what exactly would be those points that I would be looking for to see if we are going to continue on lower on a gap down that we had just like we had today. Again, Powell spoke today. Powell mentioned that we are data dependent and we do have one more CPI before our next Fed rate hike. So if we do get a decrease in CPI, it'll be interesting exactly how the market bounces back leading into Fed rate hikes. However, this is the last time that we're going to hear from Powell before our next Fed rate hike. So he did mention that we're not ready for a Fed pivot quite yet, that he does need to see more data. So again, like I said, it'll be interesting if we do get that decrease in CPI in September before we have our September Fed rate hike. Again, looking out for that CPI report will be very key. Now, before I jump into this, if you guys can do me a huge favor, if you guys can smash that like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more chart updates on potential breakouts that I mention every single day throughout the week. And if you guys are day traders or you are looking for very volatile breakouts that we mention every single day throughout the week, go to instables.com in the description below and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And join a membership of over 400 members in the Instables room. Go to instables.com in the description below and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. So let's jump into this one. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on the SPY, I wanted to start us off with our trend line that has just obviously been giving us this rejection here. As you guys can see, we do have our trend lines from point to point here, exactly here, and we are getting this rejection at the upper end of our channel here that we are keeping an eye on here. And as you guys can see, again, we were overbought on the RSI, showing us that we were going to have that cool off here. As you guys can see on the MACD, we still have our EMA lines above the median of our MACD, showing us that we still could possibly continue here. So again, we're going to keep an eye on our EMA lines to see if we do get our 12 EMA to cross back over our 26 for that possible continuation on higher. Again, looking for a decrease in sell pressure is what we're looking for. Again, we have been through this multiple times on pullbacks, on continuations on higher. And again, we have been keeping an eye on our EMA lines crossing above the median or MACD, showing us that we still could possibly continue. Again, a very big indicator that we also use on the 5-minute chart for intraday plays in the Instables room. But as you guys can see, again, just looking for that decrease in sell pressure with those white shaded lines coming in for that possible increase in buy pressure for that possible continuation on higher. Looking for a setup to the upside from there. But for now, again, we did have a major pullback. We do have our EMA lines crossing lower and we are still within solid red bars here, showing us that increase in sell pressure. So I definitely would be careful playing to the upside, and I definitely would be careful playing even to the downside, possibly for a gap fill, because we are testing again our 406 level, hitting right below 406 at about 404, but we are just at about that level. If we do bounce at that level and we do feel that, we're going to see exactly what happens going into pre-market, of course, but we'll see exactly how we do hold 406 if we do bounce back from there, if we have a possible setup to the upside at 406, or if we are going to continue on lower. Again, looking for that increase in sell pressure on the MACD is what I'll be looking for here. And as you guys can see on our relative strength, again, we did jump out of overbought territory. That is why we had that overreaction to the downside for the last few days. And as you guys can see, now we are pointing down, dropping just below our previous low here on the RSI here, showing us that we still could continue on lower, and now testing the median of our RSI to see if we can hold it, if we can continue on above it, if we can jump back into overbought territory for that possible, again, continuation on higher. So again, as we have been talking about throughout the last week, if we do have a pullback here, we would be looking for that possible inverted head and shoulder for that possible completion on that continuation on higher. And again, that previous consolidation that we had before our continuation on lower at this point, showing us that confirmation point that we would be looking for. And also that would be possibly breaking above our channel here if we did get that completion again on that inverted head and shoulder. We would be looking for that possible test. Again, like I said, if we're playing to the upside, if we're looking to go long, again, just it's okay to wait for more confirmation, because either, again, there's one of two things. You're going to have more discounts in the market. Of course, you're wondering, should I buy the dip at this point? Is this exactly the point that I should be buying the dip? What I would be looking for, again, this is not financial advice. I would be looking for a retest. Again, even if we do break above here, break above this channel, we want to retest and then that healthier move to make sure we do continue on higher, and looking for that possible hammer counter coming out at this point, possibly for that possible rejection to the downside to confirm that we are going to continue on higher on this test. And that is what I'll be looking for to get that confirmation to the upside. But again, to the downside, like I said, we're going to test around that 406 level. We're going to see exactly what happens going into pre-market. In my opinion, we had a major move. So in my opinion, I just would be looking for that decrease in sell pressure to the downside for those possible bounces if I was playing intraday. And now again, looking at our Bollinger Bands, again, representing compression and decompression. As you guys can see, we are testing the lower end of our Bollinger Band here. We did have an overreaction, but as you guys can see, we have an overall rejection on the lower end of our second deviation of our Bollinger Band, showing us that we could possibly jump back above the median of our Bollinger Band, possibly even continue on higher, possibly even digest to the upside. Our digestion is very key. I know we had a major pullback, but we also could possibly digest. Maybe we don't have as much fear as we had before for that possible continuation on the lower. Maybe we have just a possible chance of a decrease in rate hikes leading into September, because if we get that decrease in CPI, then the market may anticipate a possible decrease in rates. If we do get that decrease in CPI, if Jerome Powell thinks that is enough for that decrease in rates. So again, do we have more fear than we had here? Again, like I said, we would be looking for that possible inverted head and shoulder to see if we can continue on higher, and we would get confirmation on that squeeze to the upside also, not only breaking above and retesting, but also breaking the body of our candle into the upper end of our deviation here, showing us that we are squeezing to the upside. So that will be our confirmation. As you guys can see, again, we got that confirmation previously here. We were consolidating here after we got our bullish divergence, and again, just keeping our levels on watch here and making sure we are taking what the market gives us based on what kind of momentum we do have is exactly what we'll continue to do in the Insta Bulls room. And again, like I said, if you guys are day traders or you are looking for intraday perspective breakouts, very volatile breakouts that we mention every single day in the Insta Bulls room, go to instabulls.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout like today again. And again, all of you Insta Bulls that come over every single day and support the channel, I appreciate it when you guys are going to continue to go at it. Stay patient. A major pullback today, but just taking what the market gives us, letting the market find the level as we have been. We've been through this multiple times previously. This is nothing compared to what we've seen before. So again, we've been on quite the sell-off. Even if we do continue on lower, letting the plays come to us and looking for that bottoming out process if we do continue on lower, just like we did previously with these bullish divergence. Again, we mentioned these bullish divergence multiple times. Again, that was our confirmation on that decrease in sell pressure to the downside again, because our relative strength showed us that we had, again, that push to the upside diverging from our price action here. So again, just taking what the market gives us as we have been. And also, I hope you guys do have a great weekend. And if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.